Guys, come here. We have to talk about today's show. Do you guys even know what's going on?
Of course we do.
We have it memorized.
Welcome to The Clutch. We have another knockout show for all you face paint wearing, belly scratching, beer drinking sports fans.
We have some great interviews lined up, so get ready for some awesome sports talk. And remember, you came clutch.
Okay, I guess you guys do know what's going on.
Yo, did you really know what was going on?
No, I just read it on top of my head.
Me too.
Coming up on today's show, finding out what's in a bag of Doritos. We sit down with Cabbie, and Che Ruben breaks down competitive rapping.
Welcome to The Clutch, folks. In today's show, we got a high school football coach who's got a knack for producing pros.
We also go fishing with friends.
Finally, I headed to Toronto with Clutch reporter Ben Carter to find out what makes the best sports bar.
But first, our daily update on the NHL lockout. What progress has been made? Well, that's your NHL lockout update.
Forget the NHL. Why don't we talk about something real, like fantasy?
I'm assuming you're talking about fantasy sports, but guys, I have a confession to make. I never played fantasy before.
Shame on you, Gern. But don't you worry. People here at The Clutch made a little tutorial for you and people who live under a rock. Check it out.
Draft day is the most important part of the year. If you don't do your homework, you could drop the ball and your team could suck, and that would not be awesome.
This could literally set me up for the entire season or screw me over.
Who? LeBron James. LeBron James. LeBron James. LeBron James. LeBron James. Who else am I gonna pick? Seriously.
Oh, James Westbury, that's a fine way to start the game. Let's give LeBron an easy dunk.
Need to know what players, not necessarily what players you want, but what players you're gonna need for you to fill out each roster position. You gotta look at what stats, what categories are gonna come into play in your league, and see what players are gonna do the best for you in regards to those categories.
Are you on Kobe? Yeah. Kobe, oh, I had to do it, boys. I couldn't live with not picking Kobe. Kobe Bean Bryant.
Steve Nash.
Chris Paul. LaMarcus Aldridge.
DW.
Dwayne Wade.
Darren Williams, because he's going to be playing in Brooklyn this year. He's going to be friends with Jay-Z. He's probably going to be hanging out at him at Beyonce's house all the time, playing video games, driving bicycles around and whatnot. So I think he's going to be really motivated. He's going to take it home for Brooklyn.
Sometimes you gotta go against picking the best guy on the board, and you gotta pick position-wise, because say your team's like a big puzzle, so you gotta put the right pieces together.
It really depends. You can either go for a team that's heavy in one category, like points, but if your guys ain't scoring, you're having a scoring-based team, you're gonna do really bad in fantasy.
Ray Allen, blocked by Bayless. Oh my goodness, what a play!
Oh, Riley's on the clock. He's not here. He's on auto draft.
Oh wait! Oh no! Oh no! Kevin Love, he's out for 6 months. Ball. Why did you draft Hito Turkoglu? Ball.
Not everyone's going to be the main scorer on the team. Not everyone's going to be the all-star. You need guys that just have to do their job and do what they need to do to make the whole team win.
Steve Novak, because by drafting someone who I have no emotional connection to, I can easily discard him and pick up someone who will help me win this league.
You say Sean Merriman? Sean Merriman. He plays football.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. 30 seconds to go. I'm locking it in. Derrick Rose is a high-risk, high-reward kind of pick, but halfway through the season, I could be looking at an ace in the hole.
In a league of very valuable players, you are the most valuable.
So Derrick Rose could be my biggest sleeper pick. Final pick.
That would have to be
2012 broadcast. Where's he going? Fantasy draft goes to our dog. Any picks?
Shannon Brown.
Shannon Brown. We're done.
It's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close.
Okay, so when you pick your team, I guess you either party with a bunch of dudes and yell LeBron James over and over again.
Something like that. But let's get away from fantasy and move on to reality.
Right. We'll be joined by a Canadian volleyball star who's making quite a name for himself.
Check out his bio.
Nate Murdock is a young man with a bright future in the game of volleyball. Chosen as best 15-year-old club right side hitter in Eastern Canada in 2009. Led his high school team, the Mississauga Lions, to the Peel Championship in 2010. In his sophomore year, the Toronto Star named him the High School Athlete of the Week. Oh yeah, he can jump. Ladies and gentlemen, let me please introduce to you Nathan Murdock.
I didn't ask that.
So when did you start playing volleyball?
It's grade 6, so 12 years old I was. Yeah.
Right on, right on. So what's that one thing you enjoy the most about playing volleyball?
Most thing I enjoy is when there's like a one-on-one block, and then I just hit over him or around him, and then look at the crowd. It's like, yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I heard that you tied the record for vertical jump.
Yeah, I did. 11, 10 and a half.
What? So tell us about that. Tell us like the whole day.
So it was our second game of the tournament. This is nationals.
Okay.
Second game of the tournament. We won our game. It was a close one, and I'm feeling amped. I tell my teammates, I'm going to go touch 12 feet. I'm going to go touch 12 feet. So I run up. I touch 11, 10 and a half. Yeah. So it was pretty sick. I get down, Mizuno's face, like people that are selling their shoes, they get down, they're all looking at me like I'm a freak. Like, oh. But yeah, they gave me a name. They call me Mr. Mizuno. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Right on. So last question here. How intense are the games?
If it's like good teams, it's really intense. Like people start talking back and forth in front of the net. People get yellow cards. It's really intense. Like people don't understand that volleyball is all a mental game.
Right.
People just think, oh, it's a girl sport. No, trust me. It's a really intense game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming in, Nathan.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Coming up after the break, we'll dissect Doritos and how finger-licking cheesiness goodness they taste. We'll be right back.
You want a show that has it all: entertainment, health, tech, politics, extremism. You want to know what's up at the moment. Starring Mary Catherine Boyer, the fiery ginger with a nothing-to-lose attitude. Chanel Woulette, the sassy blonde that doesn't give a what. They're just a couple of girls telling it like it is, at the moment, punching you in the face. In a good way. Mondays at noon. That's 12:30 on The Rock. See you then.
Hey, wanna get sports? Heck yes. Well, dig this. The Clutch is going digital with a brand new Tumblr page featuring blogs, podcasts, and exclusive videos coming to an internet near you.
I don't think they should be getting paid that much.
By the time your life's over, you're not going to use all the money that you have.
It's not a matter of the money, where the money should go. It's a matter of they shouldn't just even be getting that much money in the first place.
Yes and no, you should be getting paid that much?
They're feeding into a lifestyle that's very different from anything else. They win scholarships to go to school, they don't have to pay to go to school, and then they get paid to do their hobby.
I don't think the money is evenly distributed. Yeah, they're the reason why people come and watch the games, but
you don't see Monopoly players getting paid millions of dollars.
Maybe they're scared if they don't make enough money, they don't know how to do anything else.
And yes, they do contribute sometimes to charities.
It's a lucrative business and there's a lot of money in it, so...
They're overpaid.
1 million's enough. 1 million's too much.
I'm jealous.
Why don't they put some back into the arenas and the people that work there as well? I'm guessing they don't get paid very much.
They should learn to manage their money.
I think it's really selfish of them, especially because what they do is for entertainment.
I don't care if they're going to become broke after. Like, get a real job like somebody else after. An actual job where you work.
I do think that they should be paid a nice penny, but billionaires are kind of...
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Man, Doritos were my favorite snack ever.
Calm down there, buddy, man. When you had a party with your boys, you guys even know what to serve?
I usually turn to Doritos, obviously.
Yeah. Do you guys even know what's in them? I didn't think so. Anyways, don't worry. Clutch reporter Justin T. Grant has a little secret on them. Check it out.
So it's Sunday afternoon. All the guys are coming over to watch the big game. You got wings in the oven, pizza's on the way. What exactly is everyone gonna snack on between kickoff and halftime? You got popcorn, peanuts, soda. There we are, Doritos.
Doritos were invented in 1964 by Frito-Lay executive Arch West, and in the half-century since, they've become the #1 selling corn chip in the world.
What is it that makes Doritos so delicious anyway? Is it the shape or the crunch?
I know exactly who to ask.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
Justin, good to see you, man. Things are good. Things are good.
Dan's an associate editor and test cook with Cook's Illustrated magazine.
It's pretty cold in there, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly. It's like 40 degrees or so, but it's fine. I'm good. So Justin, what can I help you with today, bud?
You gotta let me in on the Doritos secret.
They'll always be one of my top chips. I remember having them with like a big pint of like ice cold Mountain Dew, you know, after middle school, like so many times when I was a kid. So yeah, it's the combination of being, you know, addictively flavored and just that perfect crunch. They also fit in your mouth just right.
All right, but why do they taste so good?
Yeah, so if you look at the back of a bag of Doritos, the ingredient list is pretty long. There's a few things that are obvious on there. There's cheeses in there, which is good because they're nacho cheese. There's Romano and some cheddar and a lot of whey products and kind of byproducts. So that has like a natural source of glutamic acid. Glutamic acid is what makes things very savory for us. A lot of people use the word umami, which is a Japanese word to describe it. But then what really tips the scales is that they've got these free nucleotides. They're the last ingredients on the list, so they appear in really small amounts, but they're really important. So there's inosinate and guanylate. But so basically what they do is they're called flavor potentiators by the flavor industry, and they actually alter the way that you perceive glutamic acids. So there's a synergy between them and glutamic acid found in MSG and all these other things. So when they're in your mouth together, it can be amplified up to 30 times. There's real science behind it, and they know exactly what they're doing, you know, in terms of why they taste so good.
All right, Dan, we'll see you later. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it.
Take it easy.
Dan is awesome, but I know someone else who can help me figure this out.
I'm here in Oakville at Lean On Me Nutrition with holistic nutritionist Susan Schroeder. She's going to help me get to the bottom of what's in this bag. Selected corn, vegetable oil, salt, cheddar cheese, corn, maltodextrin, wheat flour. And last but not least, calcium hydroxide. What effect does this laundry list of unpronounceable ingredients have on the human body?
Well, Justin, there's over 30 ingredients in there. It's kind of a chemical concoction that your body isn't really going to get any decent fuel from. This is really kind of a nutritional train wreck. The other thing that comes to mind is that they're saying that the serving size is 19 chips. So if you're going to consume this whole bag, you're looking at about 1,300 calories.
And the funny thing is, if you look at this bag, half of it's just air. The bag's not even full.
That's nitrogen. They're using it as a preservative. This product is really loaded with MSG. The brain and the rest of the body can actually be damaged if you're over-consuming products like this.
So now Susan's going to show us some healthier alternatives.
The first option is some blue corn organic corn chips. If you would combine that with some fresh salsa and some guacamole, you're going to get some healthy fats, and you're going to get some, obviously, of your vegetables in here, which is great. So read your labels. I mean, again, real food, you can pronounce it.
Yes.
The less ingredients, the better.
Absolutely.
Or even buy something without a label, like an apple.
No real sports fan can live on a diet of football alone. You gotta mix it up sometimes. Throw on some hockey, some baseball, even some cricket. And snacking is no different. Like the good doctor says, everything in moderation. So every once in a while, put down that bag of Doritos and eat a carrot or something. Your gut and your life expectancy will thank you. Splitting the defense and going top shelf, I'm Justin Grant for The Clutch.
Well, I about ingredients, right, buddy?
We can't understand you.
Doritos are bad. Don't we have to throw to Gurnick or something?
Yeah, he's with Coach Constantinou.
It's Sam Papaconstantinou.
Oh, is it? My bad. Well, he's a perfect high school coach that he knows his football. Here's his bio.
With a football coaching career spanning over 10 years, Sam Papaconstantinou has helped produce 4 future CFL players and countless university athletes. During his time at Father Michael Gates Secondary School, he's become a role model and mentor to his students. And it's no wonder he knows what it takes to make it to the bigs. Papaconstantinou spent time with 3 different teams during a CFL playing career of his own.
Please help me welcome the one and only Coach Sam Papaconstantinou.
Bulldog Turner, my man Sam Huff in the snow and the mud. They were still real tough. Crazy legs.
Thank you for coming out.
You're welcome.
Now, before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you played in the CFL in '82, and you play university football too, right?
Yes, I was. I graduated in 77, spring of '77. Attended U of T. Played football for 5 years at U of T. Actually, it was 4 years, and I got drafted in '82. Went to Winnipeg. Played the preseason, and then it didn't look like I was going to be playing much, so I decided to go back to school to finish off my university. And then the following year, I signed on with the Edmonton Eskimos. So I was there for 2 years, played, and then released in 1984. Then I decided to get into coaching after that. Go back to university, finish off my Bachelor of Education degree, and get into coaching.
Okay, perfect. Now, I know that you brought up the amazing 4 CFL players that they attended Father Michael Gates, Greg Hoyt, Jonathan Granhood, Kuchi Muamba, and Enoch Muamba. Now, when they were in Father Michael, I know they're amazing players right now in the CFL, but when they were in Father Michael Gates, was their performance the same, or is it changed?
Well, when they were at Gates, they were all basketball players, and that when they played basketball, they won, I think, 6 championships between the 4 of them. And so football wasn't really their focus at the time. They played, we tried to get them, to convince them to play. They played later on, I think grade 11 and 12. Greg was the first one. He decided to stop playing basketball totally, and he got a scholarship to the U.S. He played at Central Michigan in the States. The other guys, Jonathan Grant Hood, Enoch and Coochie, they went out east to St. Francis Xavier. And so when they were there, they were great athletes. Their focus, though, wasn't football at that time, believe it or not. It was later on when they got to later in grade 12, and then obviously when they went to university to play football. That was kind of their real focus.
Okay. Now, going back to you, you have an amazing resume in football. You have so much professional experience. Now, did this help you at all when you started coaching students in high school?
Yeah, it did a lot. And I had a great university coach for 5 years at U of T. And I also did a little bit of coaching with him in summer camps.
Okay.
And so that's where I learned a lot of my skills, as well as obviously being a player, which helped a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, last question. I know you're a football coach. You love football. You probably support football. Do you ever see yourself branching out to basketball, hockey, and coaching there?
Well, it's funny that you asked that, because right now, this is my first year coaching. I coached a little bit of OBA basketball, girls teams. For 2 years, because my daughter was playing in it. And this year I'm beginning to coach a little basketball at the high school level, but with the junior team.
So you're,
and yeah, I'm hoping to recruit some of those basketball guys to play on our football team, because they're good athletes.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that, like, you know, okay. Anyways, Coach, I want to thank you so much for coming out today and, you know, being part of the show. Anyways, guys, that's all for the interview. Back to you guys.
Riley, I don't know about you, but I have a sudden urge to fish.
Yeah, me too. It's weird. Oh wait, you know what it is? Because it's our next segment.
Once you get a hit, I mean, it's that little jump of nerves that you get. It's really, it's exhilarating. I've been fishing since I was about 5, so I don't know, 16 years. I feel like I know everything there is to know about fishing. You know, I like telling people that I fish. That's probably the main thing I like. I like telling people that I fish. I like people to think that I'm outdoorsy. But other than that, I usually fish around here, like either Burlington, Hamilton, Oakville. I mean, it's nice to be able to fish and actually enjoy the experience without having to go too far. I mean, it's nice that we have such water features around here that we can do that.
So we're here in the Oakville area today with our fishing rods and gear, and we're trying to establish the best fishing location in the area. We're going to take several factors into effect when we're calculating, such as accessibility to the fishing area, the amount of fish and plausible catching we can do, overall scenic location, and of course pollution. And we're going to crunch all those numbers and calculate mathematically which is the best place to fish in Oakville. So we're here at Brawny Harbor in southern Oakville. Appears to be the southernmost tip by looking around. It's a scenic area. You know, it's calm waters today, so that's always exciting. So now coming down to the ranking system, accessibility is definitely a 5 out of 5. We just parked about 20 yards away, so it's not a long walk to the waters whatsoever. Quite easy to get to. Scenery, give this one about a 3 out of 5. We got the yacht club down there. We got some nice trees. We got a nice little pier, even a makeshift lighthouse, so that's always fun. But then pollution is a big issue with this spot. As you may or may not know, Lake Ontario is severely polluted. It's got very high levels of mercury, so the fish aren't safe to eat, although there are several different types of fish in here that you can catch. The mercury levels are much too high, so I wouldn't recommend eating any fish out of this area. So we'll give pollution, it gets a 0.5. Accessibility 5, scenery 3.5, and potential to catch fish, we'll give this one a 4. So location number 2 in finding the best place to fish in Oakville brings us to 16 Mile Creek, a creek that I assume is 16 miles long, but I can't be certain. It's located right in the heart of downtown Oakville. Looks like it's got a lot of potential. And for ratings, definitely a 5 out of 5 for accessibility. Fish, there's definitely some fish in these waters, so I'll give it a solid 3.5. Scenery, you know, if you like boats, you know, that might be right up your alley. Not me personally, so I'm only going to give it a 3. And And finally, pollution. Although not severely polluted in these waters, there's a lot of noise pollution, and that always goes into a factor when I'm fishing because I like peaceful, you know, I like to have a nice beer in my hand, maybe having a dart, you never know. So, that being said, 3 pollution-wise, that gives you, no, not 3, 3's too generous, I'll give it a 2. So, that puts us at a 14.5 fishing-wise. So it's a decent fishing hole, better than our last place, but I definitely think there's a better place to fish out in this Oakville area, and you know what, we are going to find them. We're at our 3rd and final location of the day, trying to crack the age-old question of the best place to fish in the Oakville area. We find ourselves at the Credit River, just outside of Oakville, actually in Mississauga. It's, as you can see, not very scenic, so we're giving it a big 2 out of 5 there. Accessibility, that was a big one. It was like a kilometer or so walk. It nearly killed me. Still trying to recover off that one. So we're giving that a 1. So there's 3. Pollution-wise, it's not terrible. It flows into the Lake Ontario, so you still really don't want to eat anything you catch in here, but you know, it flows into it, so anything upstream, I suppose, you could eat if you're hungry. I still wouldn't do it. So it's not really too powerful in the rankings, but for fish-wise, you can catch anything in this river. You can catch trout, salmon, muskie, pike. It's great for fishing. So if you want fish but don't care about the scene, come here. But I'd argue that the best place to fish in the Oakville area is Brownie Harbor. It's scenic, it's accessible, you can catch fish. It's a lot of fun. You head there if you want to catch some good fish and have a good time. Bass, pike, muskie, or even salmon are just some of the fish you can find in these waters. So don't wait to go up to the cottage to get your line wet. Knock it down a 12-foot slider for par. I'm Brian Oliver reporting for The Clutch.
Up next, we have the best sportswear in the GTA.
But we will have more after the break. Stay tuned.
Hey, wanna get sports? Heck yes! Well, dig this. The Clutch is going digital with a brand new Tumblr page featuring blogs, podcasts, and exclusive videos coming to an internet near you.
I think there's a difference between having an ego and being cocky.
I'm guessing it's kind of founded in a way.
I don't know why a hockey player would have an inflated ego. I think it would be impossible to find one good-looking hockey player.
You put a diaper on them. Treat them like a child. Give them a bottle.
I don't know. Egos never sit well with anyone.
Egos are kind of hot.
Do they even have like a career after they're done like their professional game? Like what do they do?
They're living in their own little fantasy world where they get to run around and make money for it and have people fall in love with them.
I think they're gross. Like, they're all sweaty.
Remember that photo on Time magazine of the like 13-year-old breastfeeding? Photoshop them into there, see how they feel.
Use that ego or whatever pseudo image that you have and use it towards the good.
Does anybody remember that photo?
As soon as you start thinking you're better than somebody else, that's cocky, and that's not as sexy as having an ego.
Cindy Crosby is only a tiny bit good looking, but that's because he looks like Andy Samberg, and Andy Samberg's only good looking because he's funny. And Cindy Crosby isn't funny, so. I
think they should probably have like a better lifestyle. They shouldn't be like living in mansions.
I think they just need to step back into reality a little bit.
Hey, Bankar, what's up, man?
Hey, dude. Yeah, you still gonna come over and watch the game? Heck yeah, I'm gonna watch the heck out of it. Come over. Okay, bye. There has to be a better way.
A good sports bar shouldn't just be a place to watch games. It should be the theater of your fandom. It should be a public extension of your living room. And most of all, it should be the sort of place that makes you want to come back. We're going to visit the Hoops, Brazen Head, and the Dog's Bollocks. We're going to evaluate the bars on a number of different categories. Number of screens, availability of games, food and drink selection, and because we're students, cheapness. But, as with sports, it really just comes down to the intangibles. And because no one likes to drink alone, we invited our co-host Riley to come along. All right, we're here at Hoops. We're at Queen and Tecumseh. We're in Toronto. As you can see, this is a pretty good spot. We have a lot of televisions. We have Sunday Ticket here and NHL Center Ice. So basically, any game you want, you're going to be able to get it here, which is a definite positive. Riley, what do you think?
To be honest, man, I love the small bar theme. It's more homey in a way, more comfy. It's more, it feels like more we're at home kind of thing.
All right, so what do you think? You're going to give away Burkheads? You're going to take away some Burkheads?
You know what? I gotta give some Burkheads. You know,
yeah.
The TVs, it's beauty. So I gotta give it 4 Burkies.
It's pretty good.
What do you
4 Burkies. I'm gonna add 2 Burkies for the television. We have a lot of televisions here, but I'm gonna take away 2 Burkies because, you know, sometimes it's just too many. As Devo says, freedom of choice, it's what you want, but freedom from choice, it's what you need. Why am I talking about Devo when we're talking about sports bars? It's weird. Now we're here at the Dog's Bollocks on Queen Street West, Queen and Niagara. Very different vibe from Hoops. It's very, it's different. It's a little bit more of a dive. Riley, what are your thoughts?
I like it. Strange enough, I do like it.
Yeah.
It has local beer, which I love. And another thing I love is the crap load of kegs they have.
There are a ton of kegs. The keg wall is enormous. Like, you could build a house out of these kegs.
It makes me happy just looking at it.
One thing I like about this place, yeah, it is a bit of a dive. There is a trough urinal in the basement.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So the trough in the basement, that's +1. I feel like I might get stabbed here, so that's -2.
Oh no.
But there is a possibility I might get shot here.
Oh jeez.
So that's +1. That's
Don't worry, I got you.
Oh, what do you have? What do you throw some Burkheads at me?
I'll throw some Burkheads at you. The kegs is a Burkie.
The big wall of kegs, that's a Burkhead.
Yeah, that's a Burkhead. But since you said the stabbing and shooting, I'm getting worried. So I'll take 2 Burkies out of it. So right now I'm 0, just to keep the math ahead. But I got the TVs, the sound, the beer. That's 3 Burkies. So overall, if you're following me, sports fans, it's 2 Burkies. If that makes sense.
It probably does.
No, it doesn't?
As you can imagine, these rankings, not super strict. All right, now we're here at the Brazen Head. Very different vibe from the last couple of places. This is more of a traditional Irish pub and restaurant, but still, it's a really good place to watch a game.
Yeah, I think it's more focused on soccer because there's a BMO field just a couple of minutes away from here.
Yeah.
Am I not correct?
Yeah, during the summer you're going to find a lot of Toronto FC fans here, so, you know, take that as you will. One great thing about this place, 3 Burkheads for this one. The food is better than anywhere we've been so far. Excellent food. Any Burkheads you'd like to give out?
You know what? I like to give maybe 4 Burkheads for sure. There's different rooms. It's really nice. It's a city within a city, if I can say that.
All right, so this is our last one, and we've been a couple. It's over.
Last one.
It's over, yeah. And we've been to a couple different places so far, but you know what? Every single one's offered something a little bit different, very different vibes. And you know what? We don't really have to pick one, okay? Because you know what? Last I checked, this is Canada. It's a free country. You can drink where you like. So you know what? Cheers to Canada. Cheers to
being awesome
and
drinking.
Let's hope you find your favorite sports bar too.
There you go.
Okay, one question. Why weren't we invited?
You were busy?
Yeah, thanks for the invite. Anyways, guys, enough goofing around. Clutch reporter Marin Gaudet got to sit down with someone very famous, and he actually has the ability to goof around on camera. The one and only Cabbie. Check it out.
A royal edition of Cabbie Presents You.
Cabbie is loved nationwide for his unorthodox and animated style. He got his start at the Score in 2001 as an intern doing Cabbie on the street.
On-ice performance is very critical, but off the ice performance is also quite important.
Hey man, hold on. Hey, I'm in a towel
Wait,
crisis.
what you talking about?
What is wrong with you?
I'm fully clothed.
It's called man clothes.
I'm fully clothed.
You gotta give me my space.
He currently works at TSN, hosting Cabbie Presents.
We spy and told.
My name is Cabral Richards, also known as Cabbie, and I'm like a gas bag on television. I just run my mouth and I interview athletes on TSN.
Were you always a big fan of sports growing up?
Yeah, I played sports. I wasn't like, I'm pretty average at a lot of things. Like, I'm amazing at eating food, but average at basic comprehension of life. Geometry, I couldn't draw a rhombus. I'm pretty average at sports. I was always like kind of like a fat dude. So I do fat guy sports. Football, fat guy sport. Track and field, not the track sports, the field ones. So like javelin and shot put, fat guy sports. So that's what I played.
It's better than what I did. I would always do the timing.
Oh, nice. You girls were very important.
What's the weirdest interview you've ever done?
I interviewed Will Ferrell in a bathroom once. That's the weirdest. Mostly because of the proximity. It was a one-seater. It was like tight. Will Ferrell, myself, cameraman, producer, all in this one-seat bathroom in the MGM Hotel. We were promoting semi-pro. And I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions tonight. He's like, sure, but I'll only do it in one place, the bathroom. I was like, perfect. Waved my cameraman over and then we went. It was like he was giving me, we're gonna skate to one song and one song only. We're gonna do it in one place and one place only, the bathroom.
What's the most satisfying part about your job?
Is making the athletes laugh is the best part. When I can get them to crack, then I feel like I've shown the audience something that they don't normally see. So that's the best part.
What everyone sort of wants to know, who doesn't really know your history, is like, how did you become friends with Kobe Bryant?
I don't know if I would say we're friends, because if I asked him, like, Kobe, hey, when's my birthday? he wouldn't know my birthday. I mean, Kobe, do you know what my last name is? I don't know if he would know my last name. Actually, I just recently told him. Like, my last name is, my name's Cabral Richards, and this is Mike Richards. I was introducing him to a hockey player.
Yeah.
I'm like, you probably didn't know what my last name was. He goes, no, I don't really care. I was like, oh, thanks, Kobe.
It's a one-way friendship.
Yeah, it's all here to here. It's all me. If he had a Facebook page, I'd just be creeping on it. Refresh. Oh, what's going on? Refresh. Chat? No, not available for a chat. Okay, that's...
Our next guest doesn't train in mixed martial arts, but his art does bear a striking resemblance. Check out his bio.
At a young age, Che Ruben fell in love with hip-hop. This love for the art eventually grew into rapping and writing rhymes. From rapping on the school bus with friends to producing and shooting his own music videos, Ruben plans to embark on the primal origins of hip-hop battling.
Please help me welcome Che Ruben.
Yo, I'm mega definite, no sense sweating it, hand style, penmanship, permanent, I'm conservative, got spares, what's
Yeah, no problem. So, to get started, everyone is probably wondering right now why we have a rap battler on the show, since it's clearly a sports show. So, how do you see rap battling as a sport?
It's like, it's the same like tournaments and stuff. It's the same kind of, the same arena where everybody is like waiting for somebody to win and somebody to lose. So, in all of the preparations that people put into it, like some people run, some people train, you know, for if you're doing a marathon, you'll run. Like I write, I freestyle, and that's like my training. And even though it's not like a physical thing, it's not like there's no punches thrown for the most part. There's I've seen a couple, but there's it's the same competition, right? It's the same competition aspect. And it like they kind of, the King of the Dot events, they really do them like sports like events too. Like they have the, you know, the title match, they have the undercard, they have the supporting card, and like they pick it up like sports events as well. So it's kind of the same stream, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So are you trying to make jokes while you're doing battles, or are you just trying to just spot out facts or what's happening right there?
Yeah, it's people have different approaches, right? Some people get real aggressive and like, I'm going to break your head and I'm going to shoot you with guns. Shoot you with guns is one thing that I think is a little overused sometimes. Sure. But yeah, the violent, the bravado thing, I like kind of like the smart-assy kind of sarcastic thing, so it does lend more to jokes. It's conducive for like jokes and comparisons, observations and stuff like that. But I think it's mostly important to keep it relevant. Like everything you say should be about the person, or like it should be able to relate. Like I don't want to use the same bars that I could use for anybody that doesn't have anything to do with them, right?
Cool, cool. So last question, it's gonna be an easy one. Would you like to stick around and maybe give us a performance?
No, I think I gotta go at. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we got a lot coming up. Che will be sticking around with us, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
A news team that delivers the stories that matter to you.
Walk in behind him.
24/7, there when you need it. We stake our reputations on bringing you the unfiltered truth. Dedicated reporters that work around the clock to present the hard-hitting stories, plus the very best in sports. The latest in entertainment, and up-to-the-minute weather. See it all through the eye on Sheridan. Hey, wanna get sports? Heck yes! Well, dig this. The Clutch is going digital with a brand new Tumblr page featuring blogs, podcasts, and exclusive videos coming to an internet near you.
Yeah, I'm just loading it up right now.
Why do they call it a lockout?
I don't know if they physically locked them out.
The only thing that I know about it is that they want to be paid more.
A lot of people get pay cuts and they have to stick with their job, so why can't a hockey player stick with his job?
Maybe you should take a little bit of a pay cut, donate a bit of it.
You do not need more money. I could use some of that money. You can still have these discussions while still playing, I think. Maybe it wouldn't get their point across as much, but...
Fire them.
Yeah, why was it is called a lockout because the managers lock them out? Well, who controls the managers? Is this cutting deep?
I don't know if there's chains or if there's some sort of permanent locking out device that they use.
I think they fix it by threatening the hockey players.
They should pop the top guy and then they'll be like, oh God, now we gotta take whatever we can get.
Why don't they pay like students to be in school? I don't understand that one.
This is Canada. We play hockey for fun. We don't play hockey to make money.
Fear tactics.
They could do some blackmail.
That'll work, right? Then we'll have hockey.
They're being paid to play their f***ing hobby.
Give them money? I don't know. I don't know. I
feel like they're very stubborn, so just give them
Yeah.
Welcome back, sports fans.
All right, boys. Country music is the best genre of music. First of all, you got the friggin' hot chicks in the music videos, which is better than anybody here. Okay.
Yeah, I love country music too, yo. It's great. It's great.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, rap music is way better though. All right, so I'm not really into sports, so I'm sort of out of place being on a sports show. They promised me my bus flare and a spliff to roast, and all I had to do was come here and diss these hosts. So I'm gonna start it off like, goddamn, please quit dick riding Aubrey Graham. Right? You know how you know you're especially fake? When you make music videos where you pretend that you're Drake. And Gernak, I ain't even try to go to war with you. Just got 2 words for you, body dysmorphia. Trying to bench press a Jeep, but flesh is weak. So remember, Chief, you step to me, I'll check you intellectually. And those eyebrows look like 2 needle centipedes. With eyebrows like that, who needs enemies? Yeah, and with friends like these, man, you're wasting your time. Stop trying to eat Nathan's Peter and eat grapes from the vine. And now I'm talking about Riley Welch. Kind of looks like a Down syndrome Michael Phelps. He's a country boy, so he probably doesn't know me on some boot scootin' boogie, get along, little doggy. And I can tell that y'all are tight, but I was apparently wrong. Not half as tight as Gernak when he's wearing his thong. Ice! Yeah.
Oh, man.
I
don't know why we're doing this right now, since he just roasted us and everything, but we're going to give Che another performance. So
I believe I earned it.
Here's Che Ruben.
Che?
Yep. This is for my my sister. Just had a baby today. Props, shouts. Yeah. Yo. Spray paint don't dry in the alley. Burners on the trains go past. It changed so fast. Hang me from a frame in a gallery. Smash with the baseball bat and break glass like spray paint don't dry in the alley. Burners on the trains go past. It changed so fast. Hang me from a frame in a gallery. Smash with the baseball bat and break glass like, yo. The paintings that I'm trying to do are more permanent than the brick walls I apply them to. The songs that I'm trying to write are fossilized trilobite. Don't never let it go out like the pilot light. I'm trying to be timeless like The Price is Right. My best strapped with dynamite like tonight's the night. And I'ma die for a cause, cause God knows there's something more valuable than a name who's scribbled on a wall when that shit's gone in like an hour or so. Put that in a pipe and pass it through a paper towel roll and pass it around your after parties freestyling session 2. I love street art and graffiti, but don't let something that's so routinely removed from the scenery get the best of you. Got my box cutter on me cutting out these stencils too, just to get them erased like pencils do. So now I'm trying to spray paint it directly on your temporal lobe in an attempt to make it memorable, yo, the most indelible. Spray paint don't dry in the alleys. Burners on the trains go past. It changed so fast. Hang me from a frame in a gallery. Smash with the baseball bat and break glass like